Hey everybody, we're live.
Perfect. All right. Well, welcome everybody to our first post-convention Zoom call. I'm so excited you guys are here. I wish you guys all could have joined us at Salt Lake City. It was an amazing week. But for those of you who could not be with us, we're so excited to share some of the things we learned there. We were on a Zoom call last night with Neil Anderson, and he gave us an amazing tip that I want to pass along to you guys for those of you guys who couldn't join us. He said for you guys to start saving now, to start putting a little bit of money aside every single month so that when convention comes around in 2017, the dates are September 6th through the 9th. You can be prepared to join us and you'll be financially ready to go. So we're going to go through some of the products that we did launch. About this cat, so sorry. You guys know Freedom loves to do Zoom calls for anyone that's joined us. So doTERRA launched 23 new products, which is extremely exciting. So many amazing products for us to be trying. They'll be available October 3rd. And for everyone that's on the call tonight, you'll have a chance to win the Sleep Complex, which so many people have been using and loving. So we're going to go through all the products tonight. And at the end, please jot down any questions that you have. That way we can answer the questions that you guys have. So Marcelle is going to kick us off tonight with Petitgrain. I know she's been doing some amazing research, and I have my pen and paper out because I know it's going to be good. So go ahead. Thank you, Marcella.
Hello. Okay, so as Luisa said, I'm going to be sharing about the Petitgrain, which is a new oil that they have, that we're going to have on October 1st. It is sourced in Paraguay. They chose Paraguay because that's the native country that the bitter orange tree grows. So as I said, the oil is extracted from the leaves and twigs of the bitter orange tree. That same tree produces the bitter orange oil that is just like all the other citrus oils extracted from the rinds of the fruit by cold press. And then they have the flower, which is the neroli. I did search how to say that. So neroli, oil that comes from the flower. So the three different oils come from the same tree, which is pretty intriguing. The Petitgrain can be used topically, aromatic, I can never say, in the diffuser, in the aroma, or internally. Historically, this oil was used for cleaning because of the scent. It does not smell like citrus, although a lot of people do expect that to, because it comes from the bitter orange tree. It smells more like fresh. You do have a little hint of flowery and citrus, but it's just like a very refreshing smell. It smells more like if you squeeze a leaf, like the eucalyptus, like the fresh smell. The chemical compounds are the same as the lavender oil. It has the linaloyl acetate, which is known for its anti-inflammatory properties. And then, so the lavender normally ranges 35 to 45% of this chemical compound, and the Petitgrain ranges 40 to 55%. So they both have about the same range. And the linalool, which is known for the sleep aid and for the anti-anxiety and calming properties. The lavender ranges 20 to 30% of this compound, and the Petitgrain ranges 25 to 35%. Both of these compounds, they're very known for being analgesic, which is relieves pain, antidepressant, relieves symptoms of depression, anti-epileptic, reduces seizures and convulsions, anti-inflammatory, reduces inflammation. This is the best one. Antipsychotic, he does say that. Antipsychotic, release tranquilizing effects, relieve symptoms of psychosis, and anxiolytic, which relieves anxiety, and sedative, which promotes sleep. So those are the calming properties that those are the calming properties that both of these oils have in common. Dr. Hill said that a lot of men have the aversion for the lavender because they don't want to smell pretty, although there is nothing wrong with the men smelling like pretty. But so that's the petitgrain's a good substitute for the men that don't like the lavender, but are psychotic. I'm just kidding. So both linalool and the linolene acetate creates a sustained progressive relaxation of the vascular smooth muscles. So it just makes your muscles relax in general. The lavender has 64 compounds versus the petitgrain that only has 17 compounds. So what that means, it's more concentrated. So each compound means it does a different thing. Has its different the way that it works in the chemistry of our body. So since it doesn't have as many compounds, it works better for the more specific issues. So the petitgrain is actually going to work more when it comes with the relaxing, the calming properties. So multiple compounds, it's more diverse. So in this case, the lavender is a little bit more diverse than the petitgrain, but the petitgrain is actually going to work stronger, better. So couple uses, you can add a drop to 4 ounces of water and take it internally to support your cardiovascular, immune, and nervous and digestive system. You can diffuse it or apply topically to help the mind and the body relax. And most of the common uses for this oil is for depression, stress, and anxiety. So who wants a petitgrain? That's it.
Thanks, Marcella. Louisa, I think you have the list of who's going in what order. I probably do somewhere, but it's not
You're
here.
next.
I'm next?
You're next, Mama.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm
Spikenard and
Spikenard, and what'd you say?
And our Hope Roller.
Oh, okay, great, awesome. I forgot about the Hope Roller, but I can talk about that. That's mind-blowing to me. Let's start with Spikenard, though. And actually, before I start with that, I'm going to latch onto what Marcella said about the petitgrain. I've been using it since Monday, right here in the back of my brainstem. And, I mean, contrary to popular belief that I'm just this always calm, focused, chill person, I get easily frustrated and agitated and, deal with a lot of anxious feelings. And that has made, I'm, blown away how much less, brain fog I feel like I have and all that stuff. So
Antipsychotic.
That's me. I know, right? I look psychotic. I'm looking at myself.
So kidding.
It's definitely been a psycho day. So Spikenard. I made some notes from some of the stuff that Dr. Hill actually talked about when he introduced Spikenard. He made a comparison with the petitgrain, talking about how when the whole of it, I'm going to read something that he said, when the whole of an essential oil is nearly one singular compound, then it makes an oil dominant in its chemistry. So petitgrain has one majorly focused thing that it has in it, right? That's a dominant oil. Then you come over to the spikenard, and this is a very complex and diverse oil. And so, if an oil is dominant, it means it's typically good for one thing, maybe the petitgrain being that it's calming or relaxing. The spikenard, however, he said over 98% of the compounds in the spikenard exist on average at less than 1% of the constituents. So that means that 167 of the 170 chemical compounds in spikenard exist at less than 1%. That means that there are loads of different chemical compounds going on in spikenard. And so he said there's not only vast amounts of chemistry, and I'm looking at my notes again, 10 monoterpenes, 34 sesquiterpenes. As a matter of fact, it has everything in it, is only missing phenols. So he said, how we've always said before, when in doubt, grab the frankincense. Now we can also say, when in doubt, grab the frankincense and the spikenard. And I'm going to share my screen with you just to kind of even give you a better idea here of all of the different chemical compounds that is available. Give me 1 second. Share my screen. I want to share this. Can you guys all see all of there's like 7 different things listed there. How there's alcohols and aldehydes and ketones. And so all these different things are good for, the alcohol is good for cleansing and clarifying. You're going to get that from spikenard. You're going to get immune support because of the aldehydes. You're going to get cognitive invigoration, like, brain stuff, right? Obviously, I need some of that tonight because of the ketones. You're going to get respiratory support. You're going to get things that help reduce discomfort and pain and that are relaxing, cell renewing, endocrine balancing. All of these things are going to be benefits of using spikenard. He also went on to say that if you're making yourself a blend, he says, if I'm making a blend of anything, I'm going to include spikenard in it now, just because it's going to, make everything that much more enhanced for whatever it is that you're using. We're going to use it topically and aromatically, not going to use spikenard internally. So there's not really internal benefit, probably not even necessarily safe to use internally. He said, apply it topically with wood or floral oils for natural support of dry and irritated skin. And if you want to go deep into the skin, then apply spikenard with a wood oil. If you want to go just topically on the skin, then apply spikenard with a floral oil. Combine it with lime or eucalyptus and apply it topically for respiratory support on the chest. And then I'm going to share one more picture if I can pull it up here quickly. He talked about applying it specifically to these points. Give me half a second here. Applying it specifically to these points, combined with peppermint or citrus oil for relaxation and for mood elevation. So let me get that pulled up. Let me share my screen again. Show you right on the hand, right there. Apply spikenard with peppermint or citrus oils right to these points on the hand for relaxation, for mood elevation. So we had a lot of great tips about using spikenard, and I mean, I'm already in love with it just for the things that we learned. He said there's not another spikenard that is available that you can find because of the way that they've sourced this that has this kind of profile in it. So yay, spikenard, another amazing, awesome oil that we have available to us. Hope roller. Okay, hope roller. So I started to say raise your hand. Raise your hand like if you've heard of the hope roller. How many of you guys have even heard about this and know what I'm talking about a little bit? I, for some reason, had to step out and did not get to actually hear the full-on presentation. But when I wound up hearing about it and then I got back and read about it on Facebook, I have people calling me and asking me, when can we order this? And people are thinking that we're in a convention that, oh, we're going to order this and the proceeds go to help this organization or Operation Underground Railroad. From what I understand, we're not going to be able to order this unless somebody changes their mind and makes it available to us. But here's what it is. So the Hope Blend is, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong on any of it, but the Hope Blend smells amazing. We did get one in our convention kit. So if you are close by somebody that went to the convention and got a kit, just at least ask them to smell it. We were all using Liberties when we were all at. I hope she still has a full roller left because we were passing it around and rolling it on our wrists. But basically is going to be made available to people and girls specifically that are caught up and unfortunately involved in human trafficking. And so Operation Underground Railroad is making these available to these girls, and there's directions on the roller that says peel back for usage instructions. And when they peel that back, there's going to be a phone number and information on how they can get help to escape the situations that they're in. So seriously, I can't tell you how many phone calls, how many messages I've gotten that are how many companies do we know that are taking on something like this and making such an effort to help end this? And so majorly impressive. I don't know, Lisa, if anybody else has anything to add to that.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please do.
I was actually leaving. I wasn't going to watch that part of it, but it was so intriguing. Dave Sterling doesn't cry that often, and he was actually crying. When they decided to partner up, it's a wellness advocate that works with this organization, which is OUR.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, how doTERRA is always trying to help, and he has such a good cause that he put him in contact with David Sterling. And now they are, a picture of Louise appears. So now they're partnering up with them. This year alone, they already gave him $500,000 to help. The history behind it, he was a police officer. He was actually working active, and he was working on the human trafficking department, and he rescued a 5-year-old. And he says that a 5-year-old hugged him really, really tight, not really knowing what was going on. He was still in fear. And before he released him, he says, "Please save me. I don't belong here." He says that after that little 5-year-old said it, using those words, he gave him his own, like he had a dog chain, like a plastic, one of those identification things with his name. And he wanted to show his gratitude. So he took it off his necklace and he gave it to Tim, which is the police officer. He was the police officer at the time. So he thought that was cute, that a 5-year-old was being that grateful. He took that collar, the little necklace home, and he put it on his desk. And he says that he was just saying, it's such a major leap of faith to quit my job to go open some nonprofit organization. So he wanted to, he kept on thinking about it, but he was like, the amount of kids that are involved in human trafficking, they need the help, and just a certain operation inside a police department is not going to do enough. So, he said that touched him, and he was thinking about it until his daughter came to him and he says, "Daddy, what is this?" And he was like, he explained, one of these kids that we helped save today gave me this. She was like, "Why does he have your name in the back?" And he goes, "It doesn't have my name in the back. He has his name." And she was like, "No, he has your name in the back." When he turned around the little dog tag, he had 1 Timothy something. His name was Tim. It was a verse of the Bible that he had in the back, but he just took that as a sign, that you have to go into this mission and you have to help rescue the kids, So that's when he started. And shortly after, they're a few years old, but, he says that doTERRA jumped on head first, and not only David Sterling sat in the car with him for a few days, so he witnessed, doTERRA is very cautious on how they invest the money, because a lot of nonprofit organizations, they actually only take a very small percentage of the money to do the cause. The rest, they always, it's all their cost. So David Sterling actually sat in a car for 5 days and did some of the operations with him. So that's what got him so emotional when he was talking about it. And he decided to, that was a good cause and they were good people. And that's how it started. And I think it's just beautiful in general, what they're doing. And at convention, they gave him, they gave the breakdown of how much money they have been, how much money they received in Healing Hands this year, and how much money they have donated to which organization. And in this case, this year alone, they already gave him $500,000, in which $250,000 was right there at convention. They just handed him a check, which is pretty cool. And this Hope Oil, he is the distributor of it. So but they're actually passing around to their staffs so they can pass, they're trained to see if the person, has the characteristics of a victim. So they're going to be the ones passing it around. But rumor has that doTERRA is actually might make that available for all of us.
They're working with a ministry that works in sex trafficking. So they made a blend.
I'm done talking.
Yeah.
I don't know who's talking.
I'm looking to see how I can mute everybody else. Go ahead and Louisa announce who the next person is.
So you can kind of secret,
Connie. Ask Connie to mute herself.
Oh, sorry.
She got it.
I think I'm next.
It's Stacy DeBecky. Sorry,
Okay.
It was not a
Nope, it's
I
fine.
couldn't unmute myself. Go ahead, Stacy. Thank you.
You're welcome. I get to talk about something that we already are probably very familiar with, which are our emotional blends, and those were released last year at convention. And this year, there was a big focus on a lot of different topics, but there was a focus on our emotions and how it affects us physically, and how physically that can affect our emotions, and how they really kind of go hand in hand. And one of the things that they've started that they're going to be releasing is the emotional oils in rollers. Kind of like we have for the, kind of like what we have for the main oils in the Family Physician Kit. The benefit of having these is, I think it's just really handy. It's just, again, you don't have to get the oils on your hands. You can just apply it really easily. The benefit of having it in the fractionated coconut oil, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm not spot on this, but one of the benefits of having the rollers that we have already experienced is that the oils, if we just put them on without a carrier oil, they can flash off pretty quickly. So they'll actually last longer on our skin with the carrier oil in there. So when we apply these with the roller, it's actually going to last even longer. So whatever we're looking for emotionally, whether it's cheer or passion or peace or console or motivate or forgive, all of those, they'll last longer and we'll have a lasting benefit on there. The other thing that they've done is they have changed the style of the roller. And I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll put it up a little bit closer. It's actually a stainless steel roller. Yay! So for these blends that have some citrus oils in them, I don't know if you've ever opened up a Clary Calm and the little plastic rollers popped out because there's a citrus oil in there, bergamo's in there, and it can break down the plastic. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's actually the seal on it, it's a little bit longer. It's going to seal better. They've just really looked into helping us make these rollers last even longer, which is awesome. So I'm really excited about it. We've already been using them very easily at night with my girls. The other thing, and I should have had this ready, to go along with everything emotionally that they're doing is on the Daily Drop app. Does everyone have the Daily Drop app or know what it is or how we can use it and all that good stuff? I love the Daily Drop app. We actually also have, someone just texted me and I lost my spot. We have now a Determine Your Mood. I don't know if we can see that at all, but there's a Determine Your Mood. And so there's these cool little sliders, and you can decide if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling confused, bored, tense, whatever the case may be. And as you slide those over, and then at the very bottom, show results, it gives us the oils, the emotional oils that we may want to reach for and whatever we might have on hand. So it'll give you the ones that would probably benefit you the most. So it's just a great tool to find out a little bit more specifically what we're looking for and what to reach for. If we don't really know what oil is going to help us, using that tracker is really going to help us a lot and help the people that we're working with. So if we're really trying to connect with someone emotionally and get them in touch with these emotional oils and they're going to benefit them, that tracker is just something we can pull out on our phone and go, okay, let's see, how do you feel? And they can do that. We can slide those over and we can suggest oils for them to use. So that's all I've got.
Next
Awesome,
up,
thank you. I don't know why mine keeps taking forever to unmute. Okay, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I love. They feel so cold on the skin when you're applying. It just feels so nice. Those steel rollers. And coming in November, they're going to switch over our original touch oils, like the original touch kit, the lavender, peppermint, melaleuca, On Guard, all those touch rollers. They're going to switch over to the stainless steel tops as well. So that's going to be really, really cool. I think Danielle is going to share with us, I think, the highlight to everybody's convention, which was the PB Assist and the New Kids vitamins. So thanks, Danielle.
Hi guys, so I will start with the new formulated A to Z chewables. So I can't remember when I started ordering them for my kids, but I'm pretty sure it was when doTERRA, along with the IQ Mega, became a discount buy option under the LLV kit, which really saves a lot of money. I'm not sure how much, but we've used other various health food store brands on and off throughout the 10 years that we've had kids. And my oldest loves them. My then youngest loves it, our 3-year-old. She'll eat the whole bottle if I leave him lay out. But then my son our second child, he doesn't like either one of them. He doesn't like the new formula or the old formula, but he eats them anyway because he knows he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. So, but he chooses to suck on them for about 20 minutes, which I think would really make the taste last longer. But, you know, he still eats it, whatever. But the other kids do chew them fairly quickly. We're really good about remembering the AM vitamin, but not as consistent on the second one. All of them are old enough and weigh enough to take 2. That's the recommended dose is 2 of them per day. So they always get the first one. I have started keeping them in the car, and they actually have them on the way to school, along with PB Assist Junior. But that way we remember them and don't forget them that way. I'm going to have to start handing them out after school so we get that second dose in there as well, just to get their nutrients that they need. Initially, I scoffed about the fact that in the ingredients is organic cane sugar. I'm kind of like, man, it's a vitamin. There shouldn't be sugar in it. But after reading up on what it takes to make a healthy children's vitamin, I was reminded that we want our kids to take the vitamins. We want them to like them. And if there wasn't a small amount of sweetness, that they would taste awful, and it would be a fight and a struggle to get our kids to take them. There's only 1 gram per serving, so all things considered, it's really no big deal. The A to Z chewables provide 100% of the daily value for 10 vitamins, such as A, C, and E, plus a cellular energy complex of B vitamins. They have they also contain bioavailable minerals, including calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and manganese, among others. It contains a superfood blend to help support overall health, and it also contains doTERRA's proprietary Alpha CRS Plus blend. No artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners or colors, and is especially formulated to be used with the IQ Mega daily. Something else I remember reading, it is, I believe it's vegan. I don't know about the new formula now that I say that. I know the old formula is vegan, but it is GMO free and gluten-free. I know that for sure. It is suggested, like I said, 2 chewable tablets, ages 4 and up, and then you can divide that in half for ages 2 to 4. They can get 1 chewable, and it's also beneficial for adults who prefer a chewable as opposed to a capsule. A to Z, the container has 60 chewable tablets. The wholesale cost is $19.50 with a PV of 15. And then when you buy it along with the LLV kit, it is packaged with the IQ Mega and the chewables for $25 for both of those. And that has a PV of 10 since it's at such a discount. So that's all I have for those. Anybody have any questions so far? I see Marcella's little boy, that dark hair. All right, so the PB Assist Junior. So anyone who's heard me on one of these Zoom calls know that I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to gut health. I won't go into why, but when they had us guess at convention what this next product was, and Heather and I were sitting near each other. I don't know who was in between us, but she gets her camera out and she starts pointing it to me, and I'm going to watch you. I'm going to video you. It's a little bit creepy, but they had us going. At first I thought, yes, it's a probiotic. And I was like, no, it's not. But then it was. And I got really excited, and I did have tears in my eyes. I was that excited. I'm a big dork, but that's okay. So when I started using the adult version, PB Assist Plus, it really was a game changer for me and the probiotics. At that point, I had to switch every other month between probiotics because they would quit working. The effectiveness, my body would get used to them or whatever, it would just quit working. And so I would have to change brands or the type of probiotic strains or whatever every month. So then I started buying the PB Assist Plus, and I have yet to have to switch them. I have been on them for not incredibly consistent. I've missed a month or 2 here and there between the last 2 years, but I've not had to switch out, and I've really seen a lot of health benefits from it in my personal daily life. But once I found out how beneficial their 2-capsule system was, I've really been saying doTERRA needs to have a kids probiotic. Clearly, I wasn't the only one because they came out with one this year. And the cute little pixie. Heather, do you have one handy? Maybe she went to get one because she's not there. But I don't even have a picture of it. They're in my car with the vitamins. So they came out with their little pixie sticks, like the kind of things that you pour into water. But someone mentioned today that they do not taste good in a bottle of water, quite watered down. But they're really flavorful and really sweet by themselves. They have xylitol in them, which is really, that's actually a healthy sweetener. It's really good for your teeth. But there's no sugar in them, which I was really excited about. Probiotics in general are important to help food digest. They help aid in vitamin and mineral and other nutrient absorption. They also aid in the elimination of toxins and other wastes from our bodies. We all know our stomachs have acid in them to help break down the foods we eat, right? So good probiotics need to survive that stomach acid and reach the intestines intact so they can do their job. The strains in PB Assist Junior are micro-encapsulated with a natural glycerin fatty acid ester material designed to help protect the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid. The unique features help to make sure the bacteria are viable throughout the digestive process and able to colonize the intestine. There are actual published clinical support demonstrating them to be equivalent to approximately 5 times the amount of the same strains that are unencapsulated in regards to intestinal colonization. So they take the exact strain and test it compared to the encapsulated, and the encapsulated version are 5 times stronger. So they do 5 times the job. In our little books that we got at convention, it lists, I didn't count all the studies, but this is one full page of studies, and then there's 2 more studies on the back that shows how much clinical proof they have. There's 30 sachets, they call them, in the little box. So that's 30 servings. They wholesale for $24.50 with 20 PV, and that should last you clearly a month. My kids don't necessarily take them every day, so they might last us a little bit longer, but not much. They're pretty excited about them every morning. Mom, I need my probiotic. Don't forget, let's not leave without it. So that's all I have for that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm super excited for those for my kids as well. So I'm going up next. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk about some of our spa products. I was really excited when I saw how many spa products doTERRA was launching, because I'm a bubble bath type of person, and I definitely pamper myself in the shower and the bath. So the first product I'm going to share is about the bath bar, the moisturizing bath bar. It has bergamot, grapefruit essential oils. It has the vegetable-driven glycerine, which I wasn't sure what that meant. I had to do some research. It means that it is derived from plants, which is more eco-friendly. So ours is from coconut, which is safer than soy, which I love that doTERRA picked coconut over soy. It has the jojoba seed oil, which is very moisturizing. And between the jojoba and the coconut, we get a lot of fatty acids, which are great for our skin. So not only is it very refreshing, very cleansing, but it's moisturizing and will be putting fatty acids into our skin. It smells really good. The next one, which I know everybody was super excited about, the Refreshing Body Wash. At Christmas time, we're spoiled with doTERRA's body wash, and for a long time, people were asking for body wash, so they finally listened to our prayers and gave us body wash. It also has bergamot, grapefruit, and cedarwood, so it's very calming, very refreshing. It has coconut oil, salt, surfactant, which I had no clue what that was, so I also had to research that. But that basically helps remove dirt. They put something similar in our sewage system, which sounds completely disgusting, but basically what it does is it helps remove dirt. It separates oil, water, and dirt from each other, so it's very cleansing. It also has the omega-9 fatty acids, so also very cleansing to the skin. I see the chat popping up like crazy. Am I missing? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
can.
'cause my Wi-Fi is all screwy. Okay, perfect. And it was something interesting that I researched when I was learning about it. They put, out of all the omegas that they chose to put in the body wash, they chose to do the omega-9. And when I was researching why they chose the omega-9, it's because it is the most mood uplifting. So it's funny how doTERRA is very intentional about what they put in our products. And I thought it was really interesting how they chose omega-9 versus any other of the fatty acids, because who doesn't want to feel happy when they're putting body wash on their body? So it's very mood uplifting to use that body wash, very refreshing. The next one that I'm going to talk about is our mud mask. Looks like this little tube, kind of like a toothpaste. It's our detoxing mud mask. It has myrrh, which is extremely healing, so it works similarly to frankincense. Myrrh is found in all of our anti-aging products like Immortelle, our Virage, our anti-aging, all of it has myrrh because it works very similar to frankincense. So it's going to help with fine lines, it's going to help with wrinkles, it's going to help with just the texture of our skin. Juniper berry is very cleansing. It's one of the oils that we'll use like when we need to clean and cleanse, especially our bladder, our stomach, our bowels. So juniper berry, very cleansing to the skin. And then it has grapefruit, which helps breaks down toxins from our skin. It also has the mineral-rich Amazonian clay. And then it also has the malachite detoxing extract, which again, didn't know what that was. So I found out that how they get the malachite extract is they rub stones together, and it forms this extract, which is very firming, and it also helps lift the skin. So by using the mud mask, you're giving yourself like a little mini facelift. It has the shea butter and it has the lentil seed extract. The lentil seed extract is the most natural form to diminish the appearance of dilated pores. So if you have like big pores or dilated pores, then you definitely want to be a mask because it has the lentil seed extract in there. And then the last product that I'm going to be sharing about is our lip balm. It also got a facelift. You can see it looks so much better than that other chapstick we had. And they gave us 3 options. So they gave us an herbal, the original, which is peppermint wild orange, and then they gave us a tropical flavor, which is my favorite, the tropical. It's like very sweet, very floral. It tastes like our tangerine. And that has, so our 3 new flavors, it has the moringa oil emollient, which holds fragrance naturally. As you know, our skin absorbs everything that we use very quickly. I was researching some spa information, and our face, our underarms, and our private areas, they absorb almost 100% of the chemicals that we put on our body. The rest of our body was between 60 and 70%, depending on the toxins and the chemicals. So that's why it's really, really important to be putting safe things on our skin. It's our largest organ. Things that we put on our skin are absorbed into our bloodstream within 30 seconds to a minute. And so that's why when someone tells you, well, I don't want to use the oils internally, I just want to put them on our body, it really doesn't matter. Whatever you're putting on your skin is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream. So choose really wisely. And so I love that doTERRA now has come up with an entire line for us to use on our skin safely. The chapstick also has a hydrating avocado oil, has the kukui nut oil from Hawaii. Those are all very moisturizing, hydrating, especially as winter's coming around. We want to be putting something on our lips that keeps them really moisturized. They're only, the chapsticks are only 4 PV. And I always used to, when I needed to bump up my cart to 100 PV, I always used to get so bored using the same chapstick. So I'm so glad they gave us some options. So that's what I have for you guys today. Any questions?
Can we see Heather's
a lot
face?
of products in 5 minutes. Where is Heather?
Louise,
My
As
Wi-Fi
you're
is screwed up
you
this
can't see anybody. You can't.
I
know
can't
you
see
see
you.
anybody, but I've been putting the mask on for everybody.
As you're talking, she was putting the mask on.
Yeah, I'm like 3 minutes in, so my face feels so tingly
Nice.
and amazing. You'll have to watch the recording.
Nice.
I'm an idiot. What can I say?
I can see you now. You just popped up.
I'm in my kitchen.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I should start putting mine on. We should have done it together. Okay. Well, Liberty is up next to talk about the rest of our spa products. So thanks, Liberty.
Thanks, Louisa. I did the mud mask the other day and it kind of burnt at first. I was like, oh no, but it worked really well and my face wasn't red or anything after I took it off. So I think it was just like pulling out the toxins. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the sugar scrub. Okay, the sugar scrub, the body butter, both of which are new from the line. And then we've redesigned the unscented and we've changed the formula. And the same thing with the Citrus Bliss hand lotion. You can't see it very well, but very sleek, pretty bottles. So with the hand and body lotion, obviously it's unscented, so we can add whatever scent that we want. They've also added sunflower, coconut, and kukui kukui nut oil. I know that oil from being in Hawaii. I fell in love with it. It's in a lot of their products that are made in Hawaii. And 2 seed butters that I can't say. I'm not even going to try to say them. And then something that's new to me is L22. So I guess it's also in all of our Barrage products. And the L22 is basically like fatty acids that are being deposited into our skin. And they are restoring our skin to their optimal health. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I need all this stuff, right? Because I didn't know about it, and now I do. So apparently 22 is like the optimal age. And so that's what the L22 comes from. So again, that's in the newly reformulated, unscented hand and body lotion. And yeah, Citrus Bliss hand lotion looks different. It's the same. So then I want to talk about the spa products. So first, I have opened the sugar scrub. It smells so good. Of course, I got home, like we're staying in hotels and it was crazy, but I'm like, Louisa, I love my baths and I will like lock myself in the bathroom and take a book and pamper myself. So I was super excited to try this. I think it's organic cane sugar, the scrub, and it too has the kukui nut. It has sweet almond oil and sunflower oil. The essential oils are wild orange, grapefruit, and ginger. It smells heavenly. It smells so good. Like seriously, my son was trying to eat it the other day and I'm like, well, what are you going to do? It's all natural stuff and it's sugar based. So of course I'm like, well, I guess I need to put this away. But it's amazing. I love it. It feels really good. My skin was super dry after being in Utah, which is not something that I typically have to worry about living in South Florida. It's really humid here. So after using all these products, I felt very replenished again. The next thing is the body butter. I don't know how well you guys can see this. It's so cute. It like matches my house. I really like that. This one also smells amazing. I know, priorities, right? Wild orange, Douglas fir, and frankincense. And it's not greasy. Like, some lotions are greasy. I can't stand that. This is a butter. It's not greasy. I love that. It has shea and cocoa seed oil or butters. And then it has jojoba seed and avocado oil. It's really amazing. It's super nourishing. It smells so good. And it's not greasy, which is really important to me. Did I mention it's not greasy? I'm just kidding. So anyway, yeah, the spa line stuff, we need it. I guess, are they going to sell all of that stuff as a kit? I don't think they said that. So I don't know if it's all just going to be sold individually starting October 1st. I guess so, because they didn't tell us. So does anyone have any questions about these products? Yeah, the body butter is amazing. I'm just reading comments.
I think they're all available October 3rd individually. So, okay, awesome. We're going to finish up the night with Mary Carlisle, one of our Diamond Uplines. She was gracious to fill in for Ellie because Ellie had to meet with a team member tonight, kind of unexpectedly. So without further ado, with Miss Mary Carlisle to talk to us about sleep, which is the best segue for us to then leave our Zoom call and sleep peacefully tonight. So Mary, thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm excited. Good for Ellie, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
You're gonna miss the call. That's the way to miss it. I am really excited about these two products just because I know so many people suffer from not having a good night's sleep. And my doctor in particular is always hounding us about how that is when your body does its healing best, is when you sleep. God created our bodies to go to sleep, and that's when our bodies can heal themselves. But if we're not sleeping, that's not happening. I thought it was also really cool that we had somebody from convention talking to us about sleep, and he said that it was the largest influence on our health. So it's super important that people are getting a good night's sleep. So they've changed the Serenity that we know and love as the calming blend. It's now called the restful blend. They didn't take anything out. They added hoe wood, which is also in our balance, cedar wood, and vetiver. And I will tell you guys, I'm not a huge base note fan. Like, I don't really like woodsy smells, cedar wood or vetiver. I'm not really fond of them. But I love the new Serenity. It's less sweet than the old version. But what it does is remarkable. So I've kind of played around with putting it on my wrists, putting it on the soles of my feet, and diffusing it, and then trying those together, and then trying them separately. And I will tell you that putting it on the soles of your feet and your wrist and diffusing it, all three, is the way to go. It just works better that way. I've started using it, and I can lay down and go to sleep, but I'm not exhausted. You'd think I am, but I'm not. So I could stay up and watch HGTV for hours, but it kind of makes me feel heavy, like I'm really tired and I'm ready to go to sleep. So I personally love the way that they've changed it. I love the smell of it. So I know a lot of people were concerned about the vetiver in it because of some people have interesting dreams with the vetiver. I'm one of those, but I have had a great night's sleep when I've been using this, and I've used it every night since I got it in my kit. Yeah, I've stocked up on the old also so that I can make my egg bok, but that's another story. And so I also want to talk to you about the new Serenity Restful Complex soft gels. There are 60 in a bottle. They're brown. I opened it. I was like, oh my, I was expecting purple, I guess, since it's Serenity, but or since it's mostly lavender, but they're brown. Again, I've taken one, and then I've taken two. And so for me personally, two is the way to go for me. You need to know that the Serenity Blend oil is not what's in this. Okay, so this is just lavender and L-theanine. You can find L-theanine in green tea. It's also, L-theanine is really great to help with anxiety and blood pressure. It's also helps with, try to say this right. It also helps to keep your mind fresh and alert and healthy, and the blood cells healthy in your mind, so your thinking is clear. So that is why L-theanine, sorry, my 7-year-old. I'll be there in a second, Esther. Sorry. Real life, folks. So that is why L-theanine is so important in this. So you can buy these in a set. Let's see, the Serenity oil, the price has not changed. The complex soft gels are $19.50. If you buy the kit, the Serenity, it's called the Serenity Combo Pack, you're actually going to save $4.50. So definitely buy them together. I've tried them separately, and they really work better together, and they actually told us that they're meant to work well together. Just kind of like the Zenderplex and the Zenderkin oil are made to work together, so are these. But when I took, I felt a little tired, but when I do both, I have 3 nights in a row now that I fall asleep, and 9 hours later I wake up in the same position I fell asleep in. And for me, guys, that's huge, because I have to get up and go to the bathroom, or I hear a child breathing or something. So I'm always getting up. But with both of them, out like a light, sleep through anything. So I love the smell of the new Serenity. I really, really do. So those are so far 2 of my very favorite products they've come out with. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing questions. Groggy,
Yes,
no.
They're asking how this will affect Doc and how this will affect our Liquid Xanax Balance and Serenity. How do you think it will affect those 2 blends since people use them so much?
Yeah, so The old Serenity was meant to calm your central nervous system, your peripheral nervous system. It was really meant to calm down all of the neurotransmitters in our brain. This is going to do something different. This is going to make you go to sleep. This is called the restful blend. So this is trying to get you to rest. So they're going to do two different things. So I was asked today if I thought that I would substitute this for the old Serenity in Igbok or in the Xanax blend. No, because they're going to do two different things now. If you just research Hoe Wood, which is in our balance, it's very grounding and balancing, which it's a wood oil, so that's what they do by nature. But cedar wood and vetiver are both antispasmodic, and they're both muscle relaxers, for better lack of words. So that's going to do something very different than just to chill you out, to calm you down. So I think we're going to have to do something different with those two blends. Maybe lavender and Roman chamomile might be a good substitute to add to balance or to add into Igbok. But hopefully Igbok will get its own face soon. We'll see. I did not feel groggy. I don't have time to feel groggy. No. And I don't do caffeine, so I don't have a way to make myself wake up in the mornings unless it's Mito 2 Max. So if it did make me feel groggy, I wouldn't have a way to counteract that because my body doesn't like caffeine. So no, I don't feel groggy in the mornings at all. But I do get a really good night's sleep now. Very solid. Yeah. Did that answer the questions?
I think so. I'm trying to see people are asking how you wake up and then the blends. I think those were the only questions I'm trying to read.
Oh, okay. I wake up with Mito 2 Max or peppermint or elevation or lemon because caffeine and my body don't like each other.
The old formula, one will only be available until October 3rd. So if you like the calming blend, the old Serenity to mix with liquid Xanax or Igbok, then I suggest you order it now because October 3rd it will be discontinued. So just an FYI to everybody.
Yeah, I didn't want to, I've had a lot of people freaking out about that and messaging me. And I didn't want to post about it on a page or anything because I don't want to cause panic. But yeah, if you love those blends a lot, then you're probably going to want to spend some points or stock up on the old Serenity. I know that for Igbok, I'm hoping, I talked to Dr. Hill yesterday, and hopefully now that that's gone, they can get a patent on that and move forward with it since we won't be able to make it ourselves. But we'll see what happens. But stock up. I know I am.
Awesome. Does anybody have questions? We still have a little bit of time for questions. I know it was a lot of new product, and we were just trying to give you guys a brief overview to what we experienced at convention. So I think someone has one question, Michelle. Spikenard has ketones, and ketones are toxic to diabetics. So is it something to not recommend for diabetics? I honestly don't know. Do you know, Mary? If ketones are safe for people that are diabetic?
Spikenard, you should be fine with Spikenard because even Dr. Hill told us that Spikenard and frankincense are good for everybody, for everything. And if he could grab one bottle of oil, it would be frankincense. And then he said, and now Spikenard. He wouldn't say that if he had any doubt in his mind about it, I don't think. I could be wrong. But I don't think he would say that to a mass crowd unless he was really certain about it.
I agree.
Because he has given us warnings before about, okay, now this oil, if you're prone to blah, 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 then you might want to be careful. But he didn't say that at all. Yeah, you could email product support for sure.
Any other questions?
that's about it.
Okay. Do you want to
Can you
close
just
this out,
say,
Heather?
All right. What's that, Marcel?
Louis, I was just going to say that Roman chamomile and Melissa is going to be available on December 1st.
Yes. Thank you for reminding us that. Yeah. December 1st, it'll be back. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to close this out then, guys. Be watching Facebook for future posts on. We'll come back and discuss actually some of the conversations and the topics and things that were actually talked about in future dates here on Zoom. So I hope everybody learned a lot. We hope that you guys will make plans now to join us next year for convention. You won't regret it, I promise. And with that, I think we will say good night. So thanks everybody for being here. It was a good night.
Is that live or?
It was live, but I'm totally muted. Come on, that outfit goes together for me,
Good
doesn't
night,
it?
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night. Love y'all. Good night.
Oh,